Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and since it was so popular yesterday when I discussed the tricep tendonitis when I pulled one of the extra questions from the Q&As this weekend, I decided to do the same thing again today because people just really seem to like it, so hey, let's go with it. Someone else had asked, why do they get forearm cramps after doing curls? They don't get it from any other exercise. What's going on there? And let's address this for a minute of what tends to cause this, and I want people to understand this is not about being a form Nazi. This is about understanding that different people have different insertions. Different people have different biomechanical differences in their bodies, and some people cannot perform an exercise the same way without causing pain or cramping or some other muscle to take over that gets fatigued besides the primary movers that they're trying to work more so than other people. We are all a little bit different. And for a lot of people who get cramps in their forearms when curling, there is a fix for this. And if you don't get that problem, you don't get that pump or that cramp in your forearms when doing curls, don't worry about it. But if you happen to be one of those people, there is a simple fix for this. Some people, due to their biomechanics, if they curl upwards, if they allow their hand to come up like this at all when they're curling, they'll tend to get a lot of forearm work, or their forearms will fatigue before their bicep does. In which case, they're going to have fatigue there, they could possibly have cramps, and their forearms are going to give out sometimes before they finish their biceps. So the fix for that is to, if you just let your wrist trail behind a little bit, if you look at my hand, see, instead of like this at 90 degrees, it's trailing just a little bit behind it. If you do your curls that way, just trailing behind a little bit, it removes a bit of the forearm flexors from the equation and requires your bicep to take over the load that they're normally taking. And if you do that and you just let that hand trail behind a little bit, and you particularly don't come way up here, keep it to where you're just working the bicep, it will tend to cause that problem to go away for the people whose muscle insertions tend to cause that to happen. So it's a very simple fix. So just, again, leave the wrist trailing behind. Doesn't matter whether it's a standing curl or some sort of concentration curl or whatever you're doing, just leave that wrist trailing behind. And try not to come up too high because, again, you see at this point you're not really working the bicep anymore. You're making the bicep take the work and you're taking it off the forearm. Which, again, if your forearms are strong enough, who cares? But for a lot of people, it is simply a weakness due to their biomechanics, and their biceps just are not going to get worked to the degree that they want as a result of that, and they're going to end up with sore forearms all the time. So if that's you, very simple fix, easy as can be. All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.